big fireball. More fire. More fire.
Yes, guys, what's happening? This is the United Forever podcast, episode 20, El Magic Matador. I'm Sam
Episode
Spanner, and I'm
20.
with my legendary cousin. Did I say 20? Fuck me. Let's fast forward. Episode 27. Help.
Whee!
Alzheimer's. Oh my God, I've got to go back to school and learn how to count. Dear, oh dear. Oh, bloody hell, mate. Oh, lucky number 7. Cavani, mate.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
to the
it.
rescue. So, before we
Definitely.
jump into the old amazing result of beating Southampton 3-2, just tell me, mate, how's it going?
Yep. I am dragging my balls in the sand at the moment. I'm so tired. It's unreal. Work is just
So,
something else. Just madness,
if
mate.
we've got any new listeners, basically, you're like a delivery man, right? Delivering
Yes,
packages,
I am.
postman pet. Working 7 days a week, right through until when?
Until Christmas.
Bloody
Full
hell,
on,
mate. So you've
Full
got a long marathon. Yes, mate. But
Yes.
you've still got time
I've
to...
got a question for you. I've got a question
Yes,
for
mate.
you, right? Be prepared for this. Have you ever...
I don't take it up the bum. Sorry.
Have you ever seen a horse have diarrhea?
I have never seen a horse have diarrhea.
Well, I put that off my bucket list today. I was following a horse out in the sticks, and it had explosive diarrhea, and it so very nearly sprayed my van.
Oh, mate. Oh, my God. Whereabouts was that? I mean, like, literally, whereabouts in the UK was that?
That was it. That was in deepest, darkest Suffolk, mate. That was horrendous. Yes, I thought I'd seen it all, but apparently not.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
So that is, like, proper rural then, mate. Oh, my God. Mate, that is just dark shit. There wasn't like this weird ring wraith with a black hood riding it, looking out for his next victim. Oh, mate.
No, I was like, what the freaking hell's going on? And then also this horse just literally just shat explosive everywhere. I'm like, that can't be good.
Fucking hell. Oh my God, that is absolutely classic. So you didn't manage to get shit on the packages you were delivering, right?
Luckily, I managed to put my brakes on quick enough so that I didn't get sprayed in shit, because that would have been horrendous.
Oh my God, that is absolutely amazing. Mate, you want to tell Granddad, he'll fucking piss himself. Because just for the record,
when I see him, I will.
Our Granddad, one of our first jobs that our Granddad did, like when he must have been about 13 or something, was working with combine harvesters. And apparently there was this big country fair with like all different kinds of machinery and stuff. And what he didn't know is that when it was just about time for the judges to go around and look at the combine harvesters that Grandad was sort of dealing with, well, he only went and turned the motor on, and he went and covered all the fucking judges in shit. He somehow managed to cover them head to toe.
I bet he got beaten for that.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, I know. Oh, my God.
Brilliant.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked with shit. I mean, with the old country stuff. All right, mate. We need to give a massive shout out to Ollie. I know. I'm looking for the trolls today, but they're all hiding. They're all hiding in their
They are, mate.
caves or wherever trolls hide. But mate,
Yep.
I've just got to say this. Ollie has managed to break history again with the most consecutive away wins within the UK in the top flight, since
correct.
the club started back in the Newton Heath days. And not only that, there's this other weird record that is set as well in the Premier League. So 4 wins in a row where we've come from behind. So we've been losing in the match, but then somehow managed to turn it around and win. So that's kind of scary, but it's pretty amazing at the same time.
Yes, it is. It is.
So bloody hell.
It's just a crazy game. I'm not going to lie. I didn't get a chance to watch the game today because I was at work, but I had it on. I was going old school, bit of Radio 5 Live.
Yes, mate.
Yeah, it was. I managed to see the goals. But yeah, overall, good result.
Yes, mate. So we managed to get old. Cavani's also beaten Sanchez's record, Dirty Sanchez's goal record. Mate, that was absolutely brilliant. So 2 goals and assists today, super sub.
Yep.
But I mean, we needed to change things at half time because we were down 2-0. And mate, it was a bit concerning. So sort of conceding goals from set pieces again, you know.
Yes, they
and
that was a bit of a issue. Oh, I just nearly shit myself then. Fuck.
Mate, you sitting on a wooden chair or something?
But
I have to say,
at the end of the
vibration was pretty mental.
Quality, have that on full whack in your classroom. The first goal, the corner, again, De Gea let the ball in at his near post, which he shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's always his weakness, sort of crosses. But I think there was still, our defence should have done a bit better there, you know?
Yeah. One of the commentators on the radio, when Cavani was brought on, they were saying that we need to have someone on that post. And when Cavani come on, he did exactly that. He's one of the taller players, and he was at the front on the near post, which worked out quite well, and he intercepted the ball as well, which was good to see.
Yeah, totally, mate. And bloody De Gea got caught out again. It was just like watching a replay of the goal that Istanbul scored against us. You know, that free kick, which was absolutely sublime. I don't want to I want to be a bit respectful to James Ward-Prowse because that goal was pretty amazing, mate. In fact, it was brilliant. What a lovely free kick. But De Gea, again, he wasn't in the middle of the sticks, you know? You talked about the importance of being in the middle of the sticks just in case the ball goes either side of you, you know?
Yeah.
So he didn't do that, and then
got caught out again.
And by the time he managed to touch the ball, he was in his own net, and he bloody did a Hayuken right into the fucking goalpost, and he's only gone and done his knee in. So he'll have a scan on that tomorrow, according to Wally.
Which potentially, if he has done his knee in, well, he's definitely not going to play Wednesday. I can't see him being on the team sheet for Wednesday.
Unless Phelan pulls out the magic sponge, mate, because when we were playing
Yeah,
footy
true.
back in the day. Magic sponge, cold
Yeah.
bucket water would do the trick.
Yeah. Something with a lot of
So
E. coli on it. It's all good. But
yeah, cow shit.
yeah, that's it. But I think because obviously if we play Hendo in goal on Wednesday, that means that
Yeah,
who's our third choice? That's Lee Grant, isn't it?
that's right.
I still don't understand that. How the fuck is Lee Grant our third choice when Romero is just like a nothing anymore? I don't
Well,
get how he can be like number two to being like below Lee Grant. I just don't understand.
basically, because the Premier League fixtures started before the end of the transfer window this time round, they didn't register him, hoping that they'd flog him, and business just fucked up
Yeah,
as usual because Woodworm doesn't know how to differentiate between
yeah,
his arse and his knob if he's got one. So um,
yeah.
that's what happened. So
Okay.
apparently, we want to get a couple hundred, well, a couple hundred million. I was going to say a couple million for him, if that. So
Yeah,
yeah, but I
yeah,
don't know. The easiest thing would have been to do what Stephen Howson said: let him go, terminate his contract, let him walk away, instead of
yeah,
paying him 100K a
yeah,
week until January.
yeah. And then
So
and then obviously someone might not come along in January and purchase him, which is a
well, there's always that
which
risk.
exactly. But anyway, so yeah, so De Gea potentially might not. He might be on the shelf for a little while, and if it is a knee injury, especially with a goalkeeper, you're looking at what 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, it could just be a bit of
Yeah,
bruising, and maybe he could have a little
yeah,
injection or something, bit of
yeah,
Viagra or something, and then he'll be up on 2 feet again or on three.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
I think that the fact that we've got Hendo as backups just
Yeah.
such a brilliant thing for us. And I've
Oh
been
yeah.
listening to some other fan channels, and I've been following Webby and O'Neill, which are some veteran United fans that are actually
Right.
mates with Giggsy and stuff. And one of them
Yeah.
was saying that they want De Gea out. They were
Yeah.
like proper laying into De Gea because they're just fed up of like
Yeah.
the frequent mistakes when it comes to crosses and set pieces and whatnot. So
Yeah.
he was saying that he wants Hendo to just be given the number one spot as of now. I mean,
Yeah.
given the circumstances, there's a big chance that if De Gea's fucked up his knee, then yeah, it's going to be between the sticks for a long while. But I can't see
Yes.
anyone coming in, given the financial climate, willing to pay De Gea's
Yeah.
wages. Not even the
Because we're
Chinese will
going to
do
want
that
at
anymore because
least.
they've had tax restrictions.
Well, exactly. And we're going to in transfer. We're going to want at least 50 million for him, aren't we?
Easy, mate. Easy. So that ain't going to
Yeah.
happen.
And then no,
But I mean, that's De Gea. I think we need to go on to Cavani again, mate, because
mate.
I think
I
when
didn't
he
I
came
say
onto the pitch,
when we had that episode of our transfer window, I was like, we need to hold fire on Slate and Cavani because basically I was a bit unsure as to exactly how it was going to go, and I think the sentence I used was, "Is he going to be a Slatan or a Falcao?" And I think he's proving to be more of a Slatan than a Falcao, without a shadow of a doubt. He's um, already scored nearly
potentially
as
even
many
better
as
than
what
Zlatan,
Falcao did.
because,
Yeah,
well,
he's
listen
younger.
to this, mate, because Zlatan's conversion rate was actually really bad,
Yeah,
but Cavani's got a much better conversion rate. So I'm going
yeah,
to put my hands up
this
and
is
I'm
it.
going to say, I think I said it in the other episode, that I was so critical of this signing because it just smelled of Falcao version 2,
Yeah,
a money merchant coming in just to get his nice cheeky
yeah,
paycheck before he retires. So
yes,
also because we also analysed the difference between South Americans versus, well, sort of the Spanish-speaking South Americans versus the Brazilian South Americans.
Yes.
We're not being racist or anything, but we've had more success with the Brazilians in our squad, apart from Cleberson.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
I think that who even still managed to win the World Cup or something. Don't know how
Yeah,
he did
something
that.
like that. Yeah.
So
Something
mate, I
crazy.
was very skeptical, but I'm actually very pleased for him because
Yeah.
you know, he's been so important. And when you looked at the heat map again at half time, where was everybody drifting over to? The bloody left hand side, mate. Cavani came on and he held
Switched it
his
up.
ground. And
Yep.
I mean, we're playing with 2 men up front, but Cavani still kept his position. And his first assist came from the right. Beautiful cross.
Oh yeah.
Goal,
Yep.
mate.
Yep.
So
and a well taken goal by
he
Bruno.
did it.
And I think the thing is, like, with Cavani, you're always going to have a player that's going to work 100% for the time that he is on the pitch, regardless if you're chasing the game or if you're winning 4-0. He's never going to be one to sit back, and he's always going to want to push to get hold of the ball, and try and make something out of it. And he's proven that. And you know, right, another question for you. There's nothing to do with horses and diarrhea this time, but when when was the last time you saw a diving header in the Premier League?
Not since Phil Jones did that amazing diving head tackle 2 centimetres from the ground.
I can't.
Bloody Sir
I
Jones,
can't
mate.
recall the last. Well, Sir Jones, yeah. No, I honestly can't recall a goal in recent history. If I'm honest, that was scored by a diving header. You don't get that anymore, do you?
Mate, I mean, the instinct, Ollie was crying out for a striker that would break his nose. Dan James already came to our club with a broken nose and he ain't a striker. So he was only, got half the ticks on the checklist. But, mate, Cavani, for me, just like was outstanding. And he was absolutely furious with Rashford. I really, really like Rashford. He's been slated as well in some of the fan channels. Like, well, one of the fans from Webby O'Neill were like lashing into him. But again, Howson, on the other hand, has pointed out that he's carrying a shoulder injury and he's playing through pain. But I think still he managed to do well. But he should have squared the ball to Cavani instead of doing more of a selfish thing, which is what he did. And then we had an opportunity there and he didn't capitalise on it. However, he redeemed himself with an outstanding cross and Cavani was there to forgive him, put it that way. And I was very impressed. Now, I hope Rashford's got enough steam in him to play through pain and terrorise the PSG defence on Wednesday because, mate, I still think he's in a good place mentally and he can, do some shit on Wednesday, mate. So,
I think you're right.
Concern,
I think.
So continue, mate.
With Rashford, I think the problem that he's going to have is because as soon as he messes up, the English press are on him because the English press are complete wankers, and that's what will happen. So as soon as he does anything that would another normal Joe Bloggs player would do would be swept under the carpet, but because of who it is, it will be made out to be more than what it is. And excuse me, I think.
Oh, mate, I could smell that. I'm only 2,000 miles south.
But I think he's
Chicken Kievs.
old enough.
Sorry, mate.
He's old enough and mature enough to be able to take it on the chin and do something out of it, and he should
Yeah.
be able to. Hopefully, you'll see some magic from him again on Wednesday. Yeah, I think
I think
also.
that tell me, mate.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah.
I think. I can't see Tony playing Wednesday night if he's ill.
No.
So he's going to be out. So how? I know I'm probably jumping ahead of jumping the gun here, but how do you think we will line up in regards to formation on Wednesday?
I think we'll go for. I think we're going to go for the 4-2-3-1 again, just because
Well, like in
Tuanzebe's.
Istanbul.
Yeah, just because we can't do the 5 at the back like we did the other time because Shaw's injured. Tellers is potentially injured. So we've got either Fosa Mensah or Brandon Williams to deputise. So
Yeah,
it's difficult. So I think that'll be the logical thing. But it's still leaving us short. And you've got Eric Bailly, the caretaker, who's still not up to scratch.
Yeah.
So if Maguire or Lindelof get injured, mate, then we're going to have to stick either Matic at the back, which would be a joke against Mbappe's pace. So you're going to have to stick Timbo at the back instead. So,
yeah,
mate, this is a difficult one.
I think the only thing that really concerned me about the lineup today was, and it's also been historical as well, is the only negative thing I have to say about Ollie is he continuously wants to play two holding midfielders together, being Matic and Fred, and I don't understand why. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I know McSauce is out and whatever.
Pogba's out as well, whether we like him or not.
Yeah, but that
I'll tell
not
you
being
something.
funny. That's a bit of a blessing.
Yeah, I know, mate. But the thing is, right, when you think about the actual starting positions, he went for the diamond, so he had Matic setting sort of the anchor man, and then you got Van der Beek to the left, and then you had Pastor Fred to the right.
Yeah.
Now, when I saw Fred to the right, I thought, mate, this is not looking too good just because you've got no one who's going to stand their ground on the right. And McTominay was a victim of that when he played in the right side of the diamond, you know?
Yeah.
But somehow we still managed to pull through when Cavani came on for Greenwood, because Greenwood wouldn't stand his ground on the right. And he kept on drifting down the middle again. So I think
I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on with Greenwood at the moment. Something's not quite as it seems. I know I think it's still the fact that he derailed himself with all the bullshit that happened with England at the start of the season, wasn't it, if I'm honest? I think that really kind of brought him back to earth with a bang.
I mean, apparently also one of his mates committed suicide as well, so he's been
I read
obviously
that,
going through some stuff. And I think also, you know, with any striker, you're always going to get sort of attacked by the press when you have a bit of a goal drought. So he just needs a bit of momentum, really. So give him a few more games, and I'm sure he'll be firing, you know. But I think that if we play in a front three, you know, like we've done before, I'd prefer to see Greenwood playing on the left and Rashford on the right, as opposed to the other way around. Because we saw the other day that going forward, you know, Rashford did very well, kept his shape and stuff, respected where he was supposed to be playing, because attacking down the left has always been the strongest forte since we lost our last proper right winger. So, but talking about Fred again, mate, amazing stats. In his last 11 matches, 9 wins. He's just like an undroppable. And from those matches, also one of the matches was a draw, so only one loss in 11 since Fred has been starting. He's been fantastic. And also, I need to do a little shout out. I think so, yeah. So there's a little shout out as well to Matic, who was also very formidable. So
he was,
Tell us a little bit about his stats, mate.
Well, he had a 86% pass accuracy, which was, anything above 80% is good in my book. He actually was doing a lot of forward passing, which is not normally in his repertoire, really, is it? It's not really something that we see from Matic, passing forward, normally backwards or sideways.
Exactly.
He recovered the ball over 15 times throughout the game, which was, again, good to see. And 100% success rate in tackling. So, and 5 interceptions as well. So, all in all, he had a pretty solid game by the sounds of things, So, yeah.
And I also want to say Van der Beek, mate, was fucking brilliant again. And I want to know tackling as well. He was criticised the other day. We sort of expressed our doubts, saying that maybe defensively he's not as solid as McSauce and Fred, But today he was everywhere. He did some bloody good tackles on the floor, and he was just kept the ball going and moving, and linking up well with Bruno. Bruno didn't have a brilliant game. He got quite criticised for wasting possession time to time. It doesn't matter if he has a shit game because he still contributes to a goal, which he did.
Well, but I think if I'm honest, I think today, from listening to the game on the radio, he got tackled quite hard in the first half, and Southampton were playing rather dirty. From what I haven't seen the highlights, but from what I could tell from the radio, they were stepping on toes, hitting shins, taking out ankles, and I think the first half with Bruno, he kind of got hit pretty hard, and I think it kind of knocked him a little bit until the second half came along.
It was Romeo, mate. Bloody Uncle Fester. Fucking dirty bastard. Yeah. And even James Ward-Prowse, he got a yellow card deservedly because he came in late and clattered Van der Beek. So we don't want our stars to get absolutely bruised and battered before the Champions League,
Exactly. I think it's you always get, when you're playing a team, at the end of the day, Southampton, are playing have been playing excellent football this season. They are up the top half of in the top 6, aren't they? Something like that now.
Mate, if they would have won today, they would have been like joint second or something.
Yeah, something crazy. It's mad. But I think when you come up against teams like Southampton, and you've got players like Fernandes and Van der Beek, I know this is on a totally different level, but even back in the day when we were playing football on a Sunday and whatnot, and we come up against a team that we knew had a good couple of midfielders, we were told, go in hard to begin with, and then they stay away from you. Do you know what I mean?
That's the one. Yeah, totally,
and
mate.
I think that's what they tried to do, and it uneased him for the first 45, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, it did. And the other thing I was going to say, mate, is touching on your question, like when you said, why does Ollie play two sort of defensive midfielders? One, I think it's because we need to protect the defence because we've got risk players, that don't always have the highest pass accuracy. So I think that we're protecting the back line, and it kind of makes
But
sense to sort of let.
This then brings out the problem of we're protecting the back line, but we shouldn't have to do that. If we'd have done what we were meant to do in the transfer window, we wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
That's
so
what
basically,
I think,
we're having to sacrifice.
Totally.
So we're playing theoretically with 10 men every game because we're having to have that extra holding player just to protect the back 4 or 5, whatever it may be, just because Woodworm couldn't get his act together and pull in Upamecano or someone like that. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, totally. But I do think that, like, if we're talking about the McFred combo, those two are like the Banks brothers. They're just like beating the shit out of their opponents, and they do well. And Fred as well. He's done so well with Bruno and Van der Beek. The triangle passing is absolutely outstanding. So he's sort of managing to get forward. He's pinging the ball, across the park, as on the floor in this kind of weird way. He's got this funny technique. So he somehow manages to weight the ball perfectly because it's not like it passed smoothly across the grass, and it's not like one of these sort of high balls. It's like like a midway kind of ball, but it's just got the right amount of weight to get to his teammate. But what do you think? I think we should sort of, before we wrap it up, go for our preferred 11 then against PSG.
What, against PSG?
Given that we got,
yeah. I think.
So,
well,
formation?
obviously, I think we'll line up how we did Tuesday against Istanbul. If I'm honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a bit of fluff.
Başakşehir. There we go. That's a mouthful.
Oh, bloody hell. You did it, mate.
But I think obviously it's kind of, until we get news back on Big Dave, I think Hendo will be starting.
Yep.
And then obviously
Spider-Man,
again, depending on tele. Yeah, AVB at the back. AWB. AVB, what? Andre Villas-Boas. Yeah, so
I forgot about him.
Yeah. Is he still fucking about in Russia,
really? Yeah, probably. I don't know where he is at the minute.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a dirty stop out.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, I think Wan-Bissaka will be on the right. In the middle, will be the fridge and freezer.
Yes, mate. Solid. By the way, I'm going to give them a shout out. They were bloody good today, I thought.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you there. From what as I say, I was only listening to it. I wasn't watching it, so I couldn't see their movement. But I think they were pretty
good.
solid.
Just
yeah,
we're not being we are being cunts, but basically it's a term of endearment to call them the fridge and freezer. We ain't taking the piss, like of degrading them. I honestly think that they're all right,
Yeah.
So left back, mate.
They work well together. Yeah, left back.
Yeah, they do.
Well, if he is fit, Tellez. As far as I'm concerned, now Tellez starts every game when he's fit. Simple as.
Yeah.
The bloke adds
I'm
so
scared
much more.
of burnout, but
this is the problem. He offers so much more to our game than Shaw does. Now, I know that's probably people are going to go that you're sounding that's too harsh on Shaw, but he's had his chance. He didn't take it. He's been very shaky, and obviously he's injured. But Tellez, yes, the jury's still out on as to whether or not he's a bit shaky defending, but going forward, second to none, mate, without a doubt.
Yeah, he's bloody good, mate. And then midfield, can pass to Fred, find the energy to play again.
Yeah, Fred will. I think Fred will be played up until the point where he either passes out or gets injured.
Yeah, because he doesn't get injured.
Because he
touch wood.
no,
I think he'll be all right.
That's it. I think Fred will play. I also think that he will most likely play. I'd like to say, because I can't see Matic starting Wednesday, if I'm honest.
I mean, he worked his ass off today. I'd probably go for Van der Beek because those two work well.
I'd say, Van der Beek.
Istanbul.
And what I would also do is obviously play Bruno in the number 10. Hang on, so what's that? I'm trying to do my maths in my head here. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, and then on the right,
you've got 3 more to choose.
On the right, I would play Mata, because Greenwood is just not quite at the races at the moment for whatever reason. But then actually, no, I'll play Mata on the left, and Rashford on the right.
Interesting. Okay. To compensate for the lack of creativity coming from Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Because one thing I was going to say, what you were saying about Greenwood playing on the right, because and keeps going into the centre. The problem is because he's left-footed, he automatically drags himself into the centre because that's his stronger foot, isn't it? I know he can score with both feet, but if he's on the left, he's left-footed. All right, that means that we're not going to get any cutting in like an inside forward would do, but he could still get the ball in somehow. Whereas, obviously, you don't find so much with Rashford being on the left because he's predominantly right-footed. The difference between him and Greenwood is you don't see Rashford pull into the centre so much.
I know what you mean.
Up until the point where he's in like the 18-yard box, and then he kind of cuts in to try and swing the ball round, which you don't get from Greenwood because he's already in the centre. If that makes any sense, and he gets cut down.
No, totally.
I
know what you're saying.
I would say Rashford, Mata, and then I would basically run Cavani as much as we can now before he burns out, because we have got Greenwood if need be, and Tony when he's not ill or whatever is the matter with him. I think that's my lineup. How would you set up attacking wise?
I was going to say I'd go for Greenwood instead of Mata, but then again, I've listened to your argument and I'm actually going to completely agree with you now. I think that because you want Cavani to be your target man, I would have Mata on the left trying to whip in some crosses with his left foot. And let Cavani and Mata tell them to work their asses off for 55 minutes. And because we're allowed 5 substitutions, bring them off, then bring on, I'd say Igalo, put him as the number 9, and then Mason Greenwood down the left.
Yep.
And
Do
then
you know?
also
Yeah.
Rashford could bring him off about the 65th minute and then put Dan James on because
Yep.
Rashford's going to collapse, mate.
Do you know?
So,
Do you know something? I honestly think we very well might see the introduction of Palestri on Wednesday night at some point. I don't know why. I've just got that feeling that somewhere in that game, if we come out of the starting block strong,
yeah,
I think if we don't see him Wednesday, we're going to see him the following week against Red Bull at some point because he
possibly.
hasn't played. He hasn't played any games yet. I know, obviously, he played under 23s, and you, you've said your piece about him that he isn't anything to write home about at the moment.
Although,
But
hold the
he's
phone
still,
because he played, all right, we lost on Friday, I think it was, against
yeah,
bottom of the league against bloody West Ham. This is in the Premier League
yeah,
too. But before
yeah,
that, when we beat Spurs under 23s, Palestri played very well and he did a beautiful cross from the right wing and Shola Shortire
yeah,
did a banging header, mate, and scored a beautiful goal. So,
yeah.
but no, we need to
So
use depth. So,
yeah,
all right, yeah, why not? Palestri can make an
potentially,
appearance.
yeah, potentially. I
Yeah,
think because if we are getting a bit low on the ground because of injuries and whatever, and it's going to happen because of the fact that you're only having 3, maybe maximum of 4 days between games, and that's just pure craziness, and it's all because of obviously everything going on. But I wouldn't want to be doing that at the moment. I wouldn't want to be a footballer at the moment, having to play 90 minutes and then have a day off, back in training for 2 days, and then on the fourth day go into another 90 minutes potentially, and
exactly. No, I
travelling in
completely
between
agree.
that. Like
Yeah,
a couple of weeks back when we went to Istanbul. That's crazy. That's pure crazy.
yeah.
It just, you know,
No, it's absolutely nuts, mate. All right, listen to
yeah,
me, mate. We've hit the 42-minute mark. Before
yep.
we wrap it up, just give me a score prediction.
What for Wednesday? Um,
Yeah, mate.
I think because we only need a point, don't we?
Yes.
So, yeah, I I think we will go for the win. Um, it's either going to be something stupid like 4-0 United, or it'll be a 1-1.
Yeah.
I can't quite. It depends on what sort of form Neymar and Mbappe are going to be playing like. Um,
Yeah.
because you're not going to, at the end of the day, you're not going to have Tawanzibi pulling Mbappe out of his back pocket at the end of the game. That's not going to happen because he would have learnt his lesson 4 weeks ago or whenever it was. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, so I think it's
I'm
going to
gonna.
be something stupid or a 1-1 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for 3-1, mate. To us. I'm
Okay.
feeling
Okay.
optimistic, and as I said the other
Yep.
day, I'm buzzing and I'm floating on my Martin McFly hoverboard, mate. So, what are your
But
closing words?
before, hang on, before we quickly shut up shop, we've still got a game in
Yeah,
hand in the Premier League. So theoretically,
I know we do.
we could, with a game in hand, we could end up as high as third
Yeah, I know.
if
It's
you look at
absolutely
it.
brilliant.
So it's sort of you know quite nice to see. But yeah, anyway, it's over and out from me because I'm done for the night, mate.
Over now, get in that shower and wash off that horse diarrhea. I'll speak to you later, Connie masturbators. Oh, fucking hell.